Hey everybody, Ben and Karen here, and welcome to Fishing News of the Week. And in this one, it's going to be a little different. Normally we're talking about articles and things, but I ran across this. You know, we do the unsolicited advice, and I go on Reddit, and this was a question the person had. And when I was thinking of fishing news, I thought this would really actually be a very benefit as you're planning and making trips, especially coming up in the spring and winter, on what you can do. So this is the question, Karen. You want to?
All right. Advice on how to check the weather, the currents, the winds, and the temps to my advantage. So there are so many apps out there, and I have seen fishermen have 3 or 4 different ones. Oh, I go to this one. I've got Weather Underground. I've got this one for wind. I got this one for tides. I got this one. But we have found an app that may do it all.
Yeah, so I really do think this is the very best app for fishermen. And I think they do have free versions. They have paid versions. We are not sponsored by them, so this isn't a paid advertisement or anything like that. Although if they do find this video and they want to sponsor me, I'd be more than happy to take that phone call. But the app that I'm going to point to, because this poor guy, he said he'd been fishing for 2 years, hasn't caught anything. He's only caught a couple of small stingrays while jetty fishing. Yeah. So he's thinking maybe he's got some lack of knowledge. But anyway, I'm going to show this to you. I do have it downloaded on my phone. Because I do take my phone when we're out there, and I'll show you why this becomes to your advantage. But the app is called Fishing Points. That is the app. It's on Android and it is on iPhone, so whatever device you have, it's going to work. And it has a lot of things, and I'm not going to be able to review the whole site. Maybe we'll have to do a whole other video on reviewing this whole app for you. But one of the very best things about this is it saves your fishing locations when you're actually on the water. So you can quickly take a picture of that fish, and it logs all the information about that fish, where you caught it, when you caught it, the conditions it was caught in, and all of that information is right there. In that app.
It's like wonderful. A journal and a log for you.
It
you
journals,
can even upload
logs.
a photo so you remember where to go next time.
And it's GPS located.
So most people use the fishing app for that, but it also does other things.
It does. It has more than that. And this is another thing. It has the fish activity forecast. This is based on major solar lunar activity. This is an app actually I use weekly to prepare our fishing reports. If you're on Newsbreak, if that's where you're seeing this video, I do a weekly fishing report on there. And this is part of where I use it, based on the solar lunar theory and tides. It kind of gives you some idea of when the highest fish activity is going to be, so that's important. It also gives you your majors and your minors for the tides specific to that location. And that's important too, because sometimes we're in different locations and we think the tides are the same all up and down the coast, but they're not. So it's important that you have tidal activity for that location. So it has your major and minors, and here's your tide prediction charts. It has marine forecasts as well, so sea temperature, currents, waves. All of that information is going to be in there, how far the waves are going to be apart, just all of that. It's also going to have your weather conditions, and this is, you were talking about wind. Wind is so important.
Especially if you have a boat.
Yeah.
Or if you're going on the jetties.
Yeah, if you're going anywhere near the beach, and even one lake. I mean, wherever it is. I mean, we're near Falcon Lake, and if those winds really kick up on Falcon, it can be pretty treacherous. So this has all of that. It has the barometric pressure, which is important as well, humidity, wind direction, wind speed, wind gusts, all of that information, and of course also your solar luna data is also going to be part of that, with your moon phases, moon rise, moon set, things like that. It's all going to be part of that. This is another reason why I point out this. I think this is really going to help people. When you catch a fish, you take a picture of it, you put in some basic information, length, weight, and it automatically puts in every other thing about when exactly in time you caught that fish. So when we caught like that, when you'll see in the video here coming up, bull red, I took a picture of the bull red exact to that location. This is exactly the conditions when we caught that fish, which is really going to help you in the long term to know
the pressure, the wind,
everything,
the tides.
Yeah, and so you can see here on the app right here, it's going to tell you exactly on the day he caught this. What time of day, if there's precipitation, pressure, wind, all of that information.
And you use that to create a plan for yourself because you can see a pattern.
Yes.
So we caught these fish, it was always at this time, this wind direction at this spot, we seem to have more luck. So if you've been fishing for more than 1 year, and that second year, that's really going to help as you go back and look at the months and where and the wind directions.
Yeah.
All that's important.
And all of that's going to be saved. And like I said, they do have paid versions. They do have a free version. Of course, the free version is... There's limits to it. I don't think it's very expensive. I don't remember what it costs, but I think I paid for the yearly thing. But it's definitely to me the amount of information that it saves automatically for you is well worth it. So I would encourage you to check this app out. Again, we're not sponsored by them, but I'm one of those guys that has been through a lot of apps. I have downloaded a lot of apps. I've tried a lot of different things, and this is the one that I have found that I like the best, just because of the amount of data that it's able to pull in specific to your location. So whether you're up at Port Boulevard or all the way down at Padre Island, anywhere on the coast, even lakes too, wherever you are, it's going to pull in information for that specific location. So I think that's awesome. Recommend it to you. Hopefully that'll help you. And it's a little bit different for fishing news, but as you're making your trips, planning, things like that, I think this will help you make the very best out of it. And again, it's called Fishing Points, and it is an app on the App Store.
And until next time,
may you always catch your line.